This is a podcast from the Business Times.
Good morning. It's Friday, June 26th, 2026. From the Business Times news desk, here are your headlines. What you need to know. The UN pauses its Strait of Hormuz ship evacuation operation after a cargo vessel is struck near Oman. 2 U.S. officials say Iran fired the projectile. Over 5 million people in southern Taiwan are off work or school as a tropical storm brings torrential rain. Flooding warnings issued in southern Japan. Oil heads for steep weekly losses despite the Hormuz incident, as overall tanker traffic rebounds to its highest level since the war began. In the region, southern Taiwan is largely shut down this morning. Tropical Storm Mekkhala, which weakened from a typhoon as it approached, brought torrential rain overnight to Kaohsiung, Tainan, and Pingtung, leaving more than 5 million people off work or school. The storm did not make direct landfall in Taiwan. It is now moving towards southern Japan's Ryukyu Islands, where flooding and landslide warnings have been issued. Tokyo's core inflation accelerated in June, data released this morning showed, with an economist at the Daiwa Institute of Research noting that the impact of the Middle East conflict is spreading through energy costs, with crude oil price rises since February now feeding through to electricity and gas bills. The data keeps the Bank of Japan on track to consider a further interest rate rise. In world news, the UN's International Maritime Organization paused its operation to evacuate stranded ships from the Strait of Hormuz yesterday evening Singapore time after a cargo vessel reported being struck by a projectile near Oman. The attacked ship was not part of the IMO's evacuation program. 2 U.S. officials told Reuters that Iran fired on the vessel. Iran's Persian Gulf Strait Authority warned that ships taking routes not approved by Tehran will not be guaranteed safe passage and that any consequences will be the responsibility of the vessel's owner, operator, and commander. IMO Secretary General Arsenio Dominguez said the evacuation will remain paused until further clarity is obtained on safety guarantees. More than 11,000 sailors remain stranded in the strait awaiting evacuation. Secretary of State Rubio, wrapping up a Gulf tour, told reporters that if Iran threatens or blocks ships in the strait, and I quote, "then we're going to have a problem." The pause comes despite encouraging overall traffic data. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said at least 20 million barrels of oil exited the strait in the 24 hours before the attack, the highest daily flow since the war began in February. In Singapore, the Monetary Authority of Singapore will establish a new Future of Finance Institute to help the financial sector accelerate the adoption of AI and digital technologies. The institute will provide shared resources and expertise and serve as a knowledge hub for industry collaboration on AI and tokenization projects. In companies and markets, oil is heading for steep weekly losses despite yesterday's Hormuz incident. Brent crude edged down to $75.07 a barrel this morning. West Texas Intermediate fell to $71.79. On a weekly basis, both benchmarks are down sharply as the overall resumption of tanker traffic eases supply concerns. Gold is on track for a 4th consecutive weekly decline, down 3.4% this week, falling to $4,022 an ounce as a stronger dollar, and expectations of U.S. rate hikes continue to weigh. The Japanese yen held near 161.8 to the dollar this morning, just below the level last seen in 1986. Asian stocks slipped 0.6%. South Korea's Kospi dropped 1.8% after renewed selling in technology shares overnight on Wall Street. And stocks we're watching include MoneyMax, Del Monte Pacific, and Justco. For updates throughout your day, visit bt.sg. And don't forget to check in with our wrap podcast, Market Focus Weekly, at 6 this evening for the day's market movements.
This is a podcast by the Business Times. Find more BT podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.